This is a special presentation of Unity Rockets football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. The Rockets, now 2-1 on the season, look to make it 3 wins in a row as they travel to Paris to take on the Tigers in a non-conference game. Let's go to Paris High School, where your Clubhouse Lounge Radio broadcast team of Keith Gibson and Mike Roy bring you play-by-play action. Gentlemen.
Welcome, everyone, to Clubhouse Lounge Radio and a special presentation of Unity Rockets football. Keith Gibson alongside me, my broadcast partner, Mike Roy. And Mike, the Rockets come off 2 impressive wins in back-to-back weeks. We go on the road tonight to Paris. The Tigers 1-2 on the year, but a formidable non-conference foe.
Exactly, Keith. And the one thing I think we'll see tonight is the battle of the lines. We're going to see an offensive and a defensive line on both sides of the ball trying to establish something early. And obviously with Unity, the run game centers around Matt Brown.
It does. Another big game last week in a 60-12 victory over IVC. And what we saw in that game, though, was the ability to mix up a lot of play calling, pass, run, and keep the defense on the toes.
Good balance last week. Coach Hamilton, in talking with him this week, he was very happy with that. He was not only happy with the balance, but happy with his quarterback, Hill Rowden, making great decisions. School record 26 completions last week. And I just think that with the kicking game that we had, and everything just seemed to work out just like it was supposed to last week. But it's week 4. It's a different week on the road.
It is week 4. We are on the road for the third time already in 4 games. So we're used to being road warriors. We had a big win at St. Joe. The Rockets are really kind of a total different team than everybody saw and heard in week 1.
I think the first week was a feel-out week. You know, a new quarterback, a lot of new position players. Offensive line was new, defensive line, a lot of new players there. And against Prairie Central, who is a team who deceptively runs many people, and you never know who's going to carry the ball, I think that was a big task for them to overcome. And Prairie Central is still just rolling right along in the conference.
They were very impressive week 1, and as you just said, still rolling. But let's talk about Paris. They got beat 35-7 last week by a very talented Harrisburg team. That's a haul.
3 hours down there. They've got some Division I prospects on defense. They've got some average offensive line down there at Harrisburg, I think averaging 255 across the front line. There's a lot of colleges that would like to have that, Keith. And I'll tell you, it's tough for anybody to overcome something like that. But containment problems seem to be the big issue with Paris last week down there at Harrisburg. So if Unity wants to have success, getting Matt Brown and getting the backs to the outsides, I think will be the key to the game, and I think establishing that early will be a big help.
One of the other things we've seen a big change in from week 1, Mike, has been the defense. The defense, very poor tackling week 1, and we hounded on it because it was. We're going to tell like we see it. Very poor tackling in week 1. Last 2 weeks, we've seen a different defense come out.
We most certainly have, and they seem to scramble better. And it's not any one player. If they run to one side and it doesn't work, they try to go to the other side. You know, it just they're doing what they have to do when they have to do it. And we saw a lot of gang tackling last week. It was almost like a rugby scrum a few times. And that's what you like to see. It doesn't have to be a solo tackle. Get out there, get to where the ball is, and make some things happen.
Let's talk about some keys before we take a quick break, and we'll come back and get ready for kickoff. We're about 2.5-3 minutes away from kickoff. What are the keys for the Unity Rockets tonight? We've seen them put up big points. They're averaging 41.3 points a game.
Well, I think once they got past Prairie Central and got past the how should I put it, the jitters of the first part of things, first game of the season. When you come out here and you have a big rivalry game the second week of the season versus St. Joseph Ogden, that was pretty big, and they established things early and didn't let up. Same thing in the game against Illinois Valley. They got that started early. They didn't let up. A little weak in the second quarter, but Coach wasn't too concerned about that. I think when you travel, especially, let's think about it. When you're traveling, you think about, Paris had to go all the way to Harrisburg. That's 3 hours. It's a little over an hour down here. Coach is not concerned about that. He said the way this works is you still have to prepare for the game. You still have to come out here and do what you've got to do. You've got a game plan. You just got to follow it.
It never seems like that long with you. We always have good conversations.
We do. We did it. By the time we're still talking, and all of a sudden we're out here in the middle of nowhere in Paris, Illinois.
That is no kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to Paris High School, it is literally in the middle of a cornfield built. But a beautiful, beautiful facility.
I think it's probably one of the better grass fields that we've seen for a long time. A lot of these schools are going to turf fields, but we're just about 3 or 4 minutes from playing some high school football down here in Paris.
We are, and we've got to note that the link online on the website's not working. We are working on that right now as we speak. Give me just a second, and hopefully I can get that changed.
One thing I think that we'll see this week, one person we won't see this week is Garrett Richardson. I don't believe we'll see him. I did see on the Paris sideline, number 5, Ethan Curl, who's a junior running back for them on crutches. So I think that, things could change quickly.
All right, we are just set. That link is back up and going online on chlradio.com. My apologies for that. We want to thank you all for joining us this evening on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. Keith Gibson, Mike Roy bringing you play-by-play coverage. We want to know where you're at, though. Let us know, and always send us comments. We know you're listening. For those who couldn't make it to the game over here in Paris, thank you for tuning in. Paris won the toss and deferred, so they will kick off to the Rockets to begin the ball game. And we are ready for Rocket football. Back deep for the Rockets, Aiden Porter, Dylan Moore, and looks like Gavin Moore over there.
I think Gavin Moore might be over there as well.
Here we go, and we are underway. A low line drive taken. That's number 26, Halen Daly. He's down at the 42, and that's where the Rockets will take over. That's a line drive spinner. Looks like a curveball almost off the tee.
Little spinner there, but, good hands, grabbed it, got some good yardage, and just what Unity wants right on your first series is great field position.
So the Rockets will come out in their white uniforms, silver pants, silver helmets. Going left to right, if you're listening at home. Tigers in their silver pants, black unis, black helmets. And Cale Rowden, our Week 3 Player of the Week, is in a quarterback in the shotgun. And we've got a flag before we even get started. False start on the offense. How did that happen? We didn't even get set.
Left side of the line jumped.
That's a 5-yard penalty, so we 1st and 15. Not the start you want. Matt Brown in the backfield to Rowden's right. 2 receivers left, and it'll be a handoff to Brown to the left. He's going to get across the 42 to about the 40. And that's where they'll mark him down. We're going to give him 3 on the play. So bring up 2nd and 12 from their own 40. Want to thank Shay Moore from 217 Mortgage for meeting me down Monday afternoon to give the Players of the Week their awards. Rowden in shotgun, takes the snap, keeps it on the play action read, and doesn't get very much, just across the 40 to maybe the 41, and the Tigers ate that up.
Number 65, Camden Crowder, was right there. They weren't fooled by that whatsoever, and very little gain on that one.
That'll bring up 3rd and 11 from the 41. Not the start I think the Rockets were hoping for here. Put yourself in the backwards position before the first snap even happens. So 3rd and 11. Rowden takes snap, rolls right, looking to pass. And it's complete. That's going to be enough for the first down up to the 47 of the Tigers. Now, we talked about Jay last week not coming back too far and being short of the first down marker. Great job there of staying past the sticks and picking up the first down.
He knew exactly where he had to go to, Keith, and that's just what you got to do. You got to be aware.
3 wide receivers to the left, 1 right. Rowden looking now over to the sideline. Now they make a chain. Brown switches from left side to the right side of Rowden. And here's a snap, and it'll be a handoff to Brown around the outside. And he'll cut it back for 5 or 6 and maybe more up to the 42. About 6 yards on the play.
Nothing fancy there, and we knew that Paris has trouble on the ends. That's how Harrisburg beat them last week, just running around the outside. And that was Matt Brown doing a great job out there.
So 2nd and 4 for the Rockets from the Tigers 42. Snap. Rowden rolls right, looks to pass, pulls it down, and throws an interception. That is intercepted by number 15 of the Tigers and brought back to the 48. He tried to force one in there and just didn't get up high enough. That's Brady Krippus. Krippus not only the safety, but he's also the Tigers starting quarterback.
Certainly is, and that was a telegraph play. He didn't get enough on that ball, and that was just right to him. I mean, it was like a home run ball almost.
Well, interesting. They said Krippus was their starting quarterback, but he's on the sidelines. And it looks like number 10, the sophomore, Drew Rogers, is going to quarterback. He'll be in shotgun formation, spread formation, 2 wide receivers each way. He'll take the snap, and he'll keep it, but he's not going to get it anywhere. The Rockets defense just guzzled him up. That's number 66 on the tackle, Jacob Maxwell, along with number 59, Alex Abrahamson.
Maxwell just does it right, Keith. He stayed home. He has good eyes and no gain for that one.
Maxwell, 6'5", 205, uses those long arms and legs to play a good defense. So to bring up 2nd and 11, a loss of 1 on the play from the Tigers' own 48-yard line. Let's see if the Rockets can get a turnover of their own. Snap back. Quick screen out to the right, and it's incomplete. So bring up 3rd and 11. I want to thank our presenting sponsor, RocketMotorsDetailing.com, Grant and Amber Claire. Thank you to them for being our presenting sponsor of UD Rockets football all season long. Visit RocketMotorsDetailing.com to book your vehicle for the Rocket Shine, because if it doesn't have the Rocket Shine, it's just not clean. 3rd and 11. Big play for the defense here for the Rockets. Tigers have it on their own 48. Spread formation. 1 back in the backfield. Shotgun. And a snap. And got some pressure. And he gets it out. Incomplete. Nice job by the defense. Got some pressure. That was number 45. Brock Suding came through the line and made the sophomore Tiger quarterback scramble a little bit.
3 guys on that one right there, Keith, and it was just he was running for his life and had to rush his throws. So, no gain there on that. So 4th down and Paris in a punting situation.
So 4th and 11. Here's the punt. And almost blocked by Langendorf. That's a great punt. Looks like it's going to roll in the end zone, though. It does.
Barely.
Touchback. Great punt, but Langendorf went flying in front of the punter and almost got that. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 as the Rockets take over in their second offensive possession of the night.
I think the one thing they're going to have to do is the offensive line is going to have to move some holes or make some holes for these for the running backs, whether it's Cale or Matt. You just got to have some starting hole and then let them do the rest.
Matt does do a great job of being patient and waiting on his blocks. So 9:14 to go on our Main Street Massage scoreboard. 1st and 10 Rockets from the 20. Hand off to Brown along the left side. He's gobbled up quickly. Not much there. I think the Tigers are doing a pretty good job on the read option.
They certainly are. They've got that sniffed out and actually lost yardage on that one.
No,
they're going to give him a yard.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right. Brown the backfield. Rockets being patient offensively. Rowden takes a snap, hand off to Brown up the middle. He's across almost to the 25. It's going to be close, so game about 3.
Nothing fancy. The holes are closing up pretty quick for him. So
it's a big defensive line down there for the Tigers.
You ain't kidding. By what I'm looking at here, they average about 235, 240 across that line. So it's going to be a challenge, I think, all night long. But by what I'm seeing out here, if the wide receivers can block, they can get Brown on the outside pretty easy.
3rd and 5. Snap back. Brown rolls right, looks to pass, and he'll keep it and get across the 25 and knocked out of bounds at about the 27, short of the first down. Good job of not trying to force the pass there. Kept it. Just picked up some yards and will punt the ball away.
Good coverage by the Paris secondary back here, Keith. There was nobody open, and as you said, good decision just to tuck and run that.
So 4th down and 4 for the Rockets. And they're lining up as if they're going to go for it here, which I would be utterly shocked. And now we're going to have a timeout by Paris. And we'll take 1-2. There is 7:53 to go in the first quarter. There is no score from Paris High School. You're listening to Unity Rockets football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Tell you what, the outside on the wide side of the field is open all night long. That defensive end is very impressive.
Back here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, Keith Gibson, Mike Roy bringing you Unity Rockets football. No score with 7:53 to go in the first quarter. Rockets have it 4th and 4 from their own 26, and they're looking a punt formation. Tigers have nobody deep. Rowden gets it, nice punt. Off to the right, hits about the 40, rolls to the 35, and down to the 32. So a good punt by Rowden. And the Tigers will take over possession.
Defensive stalemate so far. No checkmates, no movement hardly at all.
One turnover, and that's something you just can't have.
Nope.
Penalty early before we even took our first snap.
You have to make good decisions. You have to play smart ball, but I can guarantee you that they're working on things as we speak, and we'll see some changes here quickly.
So 1st and 10 for the Paris Tigers from their own 32-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers each way. Seems to be their base offense. And it'll be a quarterback keeper, and he's going to get up the middle. And he's got some room across the 50, finally brought down by number 7, Will Cowan, in Rocket territory at the 44. Boy, that was a burst of speed there.
We just didn't pay attention on that one at all, Keith. And I don't know what they were doing, but they weren't paying attention to him. And he just rumbled and bumbled in a little burst of speed. And,
Now we have another quarterback in there now. Calvin Rigdon, are they going like a wildcat? I'm trying to figure this out here, Mike.
Calvin Rigdon, number 4, is who's lining up at quarterback right now.
Well, Krippus is in there too. Krippus is He's going to go to quarterback now.
Options.
So the senior Krippus, who made the pick earlier, will hand off to 45 up to the right side, but he won't get about 3.
Mason Burns, the ball carrier for the Tigers.
That's Mason Burns. And they give him about 4 to the 41. Bring up 3. They're going to give him 3. All right, 2nd and 7 from the 41 of the Rockets. Rockets need to tighten up here a little bit. Tight formation for the Tigers now. He takes a snap, handoff around the outside again. He gets away from a tackle. And finally knocked out of bounds by number 4. That's Eric Maybach. And a first down for the Tigers. That's 45 again, the carry. Mason Burns, a sophomore, 5'10", 175 for the Tigers. And we just missed tackles there.
Yeah, nothing but missed tackles.
So we'll have 1st and 10 here at the Tigers, or at the Rockets 32. Krippus will keep it on the sweep, and he'll get pulled down and knocked out of bounds by number 58. That's Bowden Franklin. Nothing fancy there. He just took it and went outside for a sweep.
Yeah, nothing out there. The pursuit was good, but the blocking was good as well. So
pick up a 3 on the play, makes it 2nd and 7. Rockets need a stop here. Let's find somebody to make a play. Shotgun formation for the Tigers. He will roll route. Maxwell with pressure, and it's passes complete over in the flat, but taken down quickly in a short gain. Couldn't see who that was completed to. But a nice short gain there and a nice job by the defense brings up 3rd down and 6. The Tigers have it on the Rockets' 28-yard line. No score. 5.5 to go here in the first quarter. Keith Gibson, Mike Roy bringing you Rockets football. Well, and there's 5 yards. The Rockets just jumped off sides. So making 3rd and 1. Third and 1, 5.5 to go here in the first quarter.
mistakes. You can't have these mistakes, especially on the road.
Shotgun formation for the Tigers. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right, 1 back in the backfield. And it's a handoff, keeper. And he'll take him down quickly, but it's going to be enough for the first. It's going to be close. Franklin there, Maxwell there on the stop. And they're going to give him enough for the first down, so the Tigers move the chains.
Just a quick little hitter, just enough to get the first down. That's all they were looking to do.
Yep, they get up to the 21. First and 10. Brady Krippus brings the Tigers to the line. Shotgun formation. And he'll drop back, look to pass, out on a screen to the right. And it's complete. And that'll be taken up to just inside the 20 to about the 17. That's Robert Wells. Number 3 on the completion, Trey Lee. Senior wide receiver. They give him 3 on the play, so 2nd and 7. Rockets need somebody to make a stop here. Let's get somebody up there. Shotgun formation, 2 left, 1 right. And drops back. And almost intercepted in and out of the hands. And knocked away. That is number 31 over there.
Good awareness on that. Good awareness and just a little quick route right there. Nothing doing. The hands were up there. That's what we like to see.
Those are the balls that we need to grab.
Yes.
So it brings up a big 3rd and 7 here. From the 17. 4 minutes to go on a Main Street Massage scoreboard. Shotgun formation for the Tigers. 2 wide left, 1 wide right. Snap back, looking to pass. Pump fake. Throw is incomplete. And looked to go out the left flat. And that looked for Krippus. Boy, they are switching quarterbacks. Krippus is quarterbacking. Drew Rogers is quarterbacking. They're mixing things up for sure, the Tigers are. It brings up a 4th down. Of course, they're in 4-down territory here.
4-down territory and good defensive stop so far for Unity down here in the red zone.
We need a big stop here, Mike. Big stop.
You got that right.
Let us know you're listening tonight. Leave us a comment there on our live feed. We'd love to hear from you. 4th and 7, 3:57 to go, first quarter. Rockets defense need to make a stop. Shotgun formation. They throw a snap, trying to get to the outside, and he gets it away, spins away. That's going to be enough for a first down. That's a quarterback keeper. And that's Krippus on the keeper. Mike, I'm not sure, but that almost looked like movement there for the wide receiver, and it wasn't called.
I thought so, but, I'll defer.
So Tigers pick up a big first down, and now it's 1st and goal from the 8. Krippus back in at quarterback. Takes snap, rolls right, looks for the keeper. And we're going to have a flag on the play. He will get in and score the touchdown, but there's going to be a flag. That's going to be a hold.
Hold's coming back. Yeah, it was an easy call to make. He offensive guard was all over one of our linebackers.
So that'll be a 10-yard from the spot of the foul. By the way, did you watch any football this weekend?
I watched a little bit, Watched the Illinois game, what part of it I could listen to it on the radio.
During the Bears game, I saw something that I've never seen before.
What was that?
That's a penalty on the holder.
Yes, for using a towel.
Yes. Didn't know that.
Well,
learned something new.
Guess you can't do that.
Smart thinking, though.
Yeah.
What a wild game that was. Bears-Packers Sunday night, too.
Oh, boy. It'll be on.
All right, it'll be now 1st and 19, 1st and goal from the 19 for the Tigers. They're going to have 2 wide receivers left, 2 right. Let's see, Krippus is now quarterbacking with Calvin Rigdon in the backfield. He'll take it. He'll look to pass. He's got it over across the middle, and it's incomplete. It hit the ground. And they're not happy, and now we're going to have a flag, and that's going to be unsportsmanlike. Number 3 for Paris, Trey Lee, thought he caught the ball and just threw the football over his head behind the end zone.
Yep.
You can't do that.
That's automatic, my friend.
That's a 15 right there.
Tell you what, I'd be sitting him on the bench for the rest of the quarter. You can't do that stuff. You can't let your emotions get the best of you, especially when you're just in the first quarter.
Right. Great effort by him. Extremely. He got up high, tried to grab it in one-handed.
Right.
But able to bring it in as the official was right there next to him. So a 15-yard penalty will make it 1st and goal from the 2nd and goal from the 34.
Ooh.
So that's a big break for the Rockets right there.
How things can quickly change. Four-man front.
So the Tigers now 2nd and goal from the 34 after 2 big penalties, a holding and a personal foul.
15 at QB again.
That's Krippus, the senior. He'll take the snap, look to pass. He looks left. He's got pressure. And that is... And we're going to have a face mask called on this, and that's 59 for the Rockets. That's Alex Abrahamson came across. They're going to get him on a face mask. I'm not sure how they call that because the referee was behind him, but it is what it is. So the Tigers will get 15 back.
I saw it from up here, so I will admit that's a good call.
Or is this going to be a 5? They're going to call a personal foul on it and give him 15 back.
Be a 15-yard penalty.
Lots of yellow hankies early in this one, my friend.
Yes, and I hate to see that because I do not want that to dictate the pace of this game.
Well, so far.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 20 now. Two wide left. Or one wide left. Now 3 wide right.
Look for a crossing pattern coming off the right side.
Drew Rogers back in at quarterback for the Tigers. The sophomore. Shotgun. Takes snap. Looks right. Screen pass. And gets nowhere. Great job by the defensive back. That's 31. Camden met over there, shed a block, and made a great tackle in the open field.
Smelled that one right out, Keith.
That brings up 3rd and goal now for the Tigers. Krippus over here on the sideline for the Tigers trying to shake off something in his knee or ankle. So Rogers in at quarterback. 3rd and goal from the 21. 2:20 to go in the first quarter. No score on our Main Street Massage scoreboard.
Sloppy first quarter.
Very. By both teams. Rogers takes a snap. Drops back. Looks the pass. Looks maybe a screen. Throws it over to the left. And that's going to intercept. Oh, dropped in and out of the hands. He had it right there. That's number 1, Dylan Moore.
Oh,
Hit him right in the chest, and he just couldn't hold on to it.
right in the chest.
So bring up 4th and goal for the Tigers. I think Dylan may have thought green grass ahead of him because he didn't have anybody in front of him.
Oh, it was 6. It was a pick 6 if there ever was one, and maybe that's what he was thinking.
Tigers, 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Rogers still at quarterback. He'll drop back, look to pass. Watch the screen here, and it's incomplete. Big play and a big stop by the Unity Rockets defense.
Boy, did we need that one right there. The rush was on, and on 4th down, Unity will get the ball back, but hands off to the defense right there. That was a good defensive stand, even despite all the penalties.
So the Rockets will take back over. Minute 51 on the scoreboard. No score. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 21. From the left hash. Cale Rowden in a shotgun. 2 wide receivers left. Or right, 1 left. He looks to pass. Complete to Jay Saunders. Saunders has got a block. And he's across the 30 to the 31. Nice job right there, and a great block by Aiden Porter out front.
Beautiful blocking out there. Well done play.
And I think that's there all night long if we want it.
I think it is too. Maybe that'll open up the running lanes.
I wouldn't mind seeing getting the ball in Matt's hands out there either.
Second first down of the first quarter for Unity.
1st and 10 from the 32. Rowden takes a snap. It's a handoff. We're going to have a false start. A lot of different movement up front. That's the second false start on the line tonight.
30 yards in penalties in 1 quarter already. That's not going to cut it, Keith. They're not going to be able to make it out of this game alive if they keep it up.
Agreed. So they'll make it now 1st and 15 from the 27.
It's not about the big play. It's about the right play.
Small chunks of yards. We learned that can get you to the end zone just as quick.
Yep.
Riding in shotgun. Takes a snap. Hand off to Brown up the middle. He's not going to have much there. Gets up to the 30. He gave him about 3.
Brown 34 Rockets. Gain of 3 to be 2nd down.
Bring 2nd up in 12.
Tell you what, these are tough yards this week, Keith.
They are. Everything's been
yards.
right up the middle, though. When he went out the outside, when we ran that sweep, we got some yards. And I just wonder if they're trying to lull him a little bit to sleep. Coach Hamilton's thinking middle, early.
Well,
Then let's go around.
If you look at their front 4 up there, that's some big boys up there.
There's a lot of meat.
Yes, sir.
All right, and we're going to look to pass. Rowden throws it deep. He's got a man. Complete. And that's to O'Neal down the left sideline. The 20 and brought down inside the 15. Beautiful ball from Rowden to O'Neal down the left sidelines. And that's a 1st down Rockets.
What a beautiful play. Just a nice timing play. Threw the ball out there, and it was just perfect.
He threw it where O'Neal could run underneath it and just catch it. So 1st and 10 from the 12. Rockets threatening. We're in the red zone. And we got another stoppage. Another false start on the Rockets. Boy, someone's false start happy over there on the far side. That's where it's coming from.
On the left-hand side of the line is where this is all happening at.
So now 1st and 15 from the 17. Under 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. I think that's going to be the last play you see in the quarter. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll get ready to see if the Rockets can put it in the end zone as they are in the red zone threatening. No score on our Mainstream Massage scoreboard as we end the first quarter. You are listening to Unity Rockets football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Hi, this is Justin Ginsel with 217 Mortgage. In today's real estate market, equipping yourself with the correct tools will put you one step ahead of your competition. Your best tool you can have by your side is a pre-qualification letter from CU's #1 purchase lender, 217 Mortgage. Make your offer stand out today and start by visiting 217mortgage.com. That's 217mortgage.com.
217 Mortgage, NMLS number 224149. Justin's NMLS number 611367. Equal housing lender. For licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Are you in the need of a vehicle detail? Well, grab your phone and visit RocketMotorsDetailing.com. Book your appointment online today for that rocket shine. Remember, RocketMotorsDetailing.com. If it's not a rocket shine, it's just not clean.
Back here from Paris High School, Keith Gibson, Mike Roy bringing you play-by-play of broadcast Unity Rockets football. No scores. We begin the second quarter. Rockets, though, 1st and 15 from the Tigers 17. As we ended the first quarter, no score. In a kind of a sloppy first quarter, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of penalties, and let's hope we clean that up here in this second half.
Rowden in a shotgun, takes a snap, looks to pass. And that's outside to Aiden Porter. And it's across, and he's fighting for yards, and he's going to get up at about the 8-yard line. Porter with a nice catch and run there.
Good catch and run, and kept that leg drive. That's what I like to see.
He got 14 out of that, so 2nd and 1. Rowden in shotgun, hand off to Brown up the middle, and we are close. Touchdown, Rockets! Matt Brown with the touchdown. That's a smoke and shine touchdown, and the Rockets are on the scoreboard.
We really needed that score, and I think it will help out the guys to give them a little momentum, give them a little boost here, and that was just simple. Put the head down, drive the legs, and we're scoring 6.
Yes, sir. Jacob Maxwell on for the extra point. He kicked very, very well last week against IVC. Snap back, hold, kick, up, and good. That's right down the pipe. Well, that didn't take long. With just 10 seconds into the second quarter, it's a Matt Brown 8-yard touchdown. Smoke and shine touchdown. And the Rockets have the lead 7-0.
Good football so far. The first couple plays here, we'll take that. But the one thing that concerns me is these penalties. And, 3 of them have been illegal procedure penalties. You can't have that. And it's all been on the left-hand side of the line. So get that fixed. Stop that malarkey and get out there and do what you're supposed to do.
Agreed. Smoke and Shine in Tolono was built to honor the history of moonshine, Tennessee barbecue, and family. From burgers to brisket, draft beer to signature cocktails, and everything in between, including the Hush Puppies. Stop in and see why everyone is talking about Smoke and Shine. Thanks to Junior, Scotty, Don, and everybody up there at Smoke and Shine for being one of our great sponsors this season. Jacob Maxwell to kick off. Well, that feels good getting that touchdown right there. That's a great drive.
It's a great drive, and, you know, any chance you're down there in the red zone, you've got to score points, and that will probably, my guess, come back to haunt Paris for not scoring when they had the opportunity earlier in the first quarter.
We got a score from Tuscola. Shelbyville 16, Tuscola 0 in the first quarter. Little surprise there.
Interesting.
To Maxwell, the kick, and a nice high kick. It'll be taken all the way back to the 3-yard line. What a kickoff. And he gets nowhere. That's a returner is number... These black jerseys are hard to see. Number 5 for the Tigers, that's Ethan Curl.
82 on the tackle.
That's Langendorf. Mr.
Good tackle,
Langendorf.
too. Good open field tackle.
And that'll be 1st and 10 from the... They're going to mark him down at the 17.
I'd like to see a good 3-and-out defensive stand right here, Keith.
Me too.
I think that would be the right thing. You know what they're going to do. You know, I'm trying to see if number 15, I haven't seen him go back out there for the Paris Tigers.
No, he's over here on the sideline
Yep,
still. Krippus.
Yep.
I think he's a big part of their offense, and he's just not there. All right, defense, let's make another big stop. They're going to mark it all the way back. Oh, they said his knee was down.
Yeah, his knee went down.
Okay, at the 7. Take it.
8-yard line, they're calling it.
Rogers in the shotgun, takes it for the Tigers, handoff up the middle, and you're not going to get much there with that defense. Good job, boys.
Mason Burns, the ball carrier for the Tigers.
On the stop, number 22, Hayden Hendricks. So it'll be 2nd and 6. They give him 4 on the play.
Give him 4. Good defense there. They just, converge quickly, and that's what you have to do. But, you need some stops. Need some stops. Behind the line stops would be great.
2nd and 6 for Paris. Wide receiver each way. Takes snap. Handoff up the middle again. Tries to bounce it out. And a good tackle there. He picked up a couple yards on a stretch, but that was a good stop by the outside linebacker. Langendorf held on to his ankle and wouldn't let him go.
Nope. Not happening.
They still give him 4 because of the stretch, but it'll be 3rd and 4 here. Let's get another big stop here, boys. 3rd and 4 for Paris from their own 15.
Lots of room up front there. They're moving around on the offense or the defensive line. I think it's confusing Paris just a little bit.
And a roll to the right. And Langendorf, fumble on the play! There's a fumble that looks like Tolono has it. Is it Rocket? Is it Rocket football? We're waiting for a signal. Rocket football! A great job. Mr. Langendorf came off the end, drilled the running back into the quarterback, caused the fumble, and the Rockets recover, and that's, my friends, a 3-yard squared turnover.
That's a 3-yard square. We like that.
3-yard square, the newest hot spot at Monticello. Make plans now. They got great comedians coming in. Check out 3ravens.pub to see the comedians and the great entertainment. I will be up there tomorrow evening. Looking forward to that. Great food next door at 3 Ravens. Great coffee in the morning at 3R Squared. So big chance here for the Rockets. 1st and 10 from the Tigers 11. Rowden looks to pass across the middle and just overthrows his receiver. That's a good job there. Porter was covered pretty tight, and he flew it through the goalpost.
Yeah,
so
I think he
2nd and 10.
It was easy. He just threw that one away, Keith. Nothing doing about that. Good read on that by Rowden.
I have seen he's improved a lot since week 1.
He most certainly has. He looked a little tentative in week 1, but I think as things have went along, he's doing a much better job, and he's managing the football game. He's managing the play clock, and he's managing everything.
O'Neal out to the left. You've got Porter, Saunders, and Cowan out to the right. It's a complete screen pass to Cowan, who's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Rockets! Will Cowan gets the football, ladies and gentlemen. He's quick, and that was a quick score. Great play call, and it is 13-0 Rockets.
That was a good play call. I'll tell you, he barely got that through the hands of the Bears defender right there, but once the number 7 got a hold of that, it was end zone city.
Maxwell on for the extra point. See if we can make it 2 in a row. 66 on. There's a snap, high snap. Good job by the hold. It's going to be blocked and no good. That was a high snap. Couldn't get it down in time. So it'll remain 13-0. We will take a quick break. Come back. We'll hear from our touchdown sponsor, Smoke and Shine.
You're gonna have a real good time when you drop by Smoke and Shine. You'll find Tennessee bougie always in a jar. Smoke and Shine, a fine restaurant and bar. Smoke and Shine. Smoke and Shine.
The area's newest bar and restaurant, Smoke and Shine in Tolono, is the only moonshine bar in all East Central Illinois. But it's more than just shine. With a full bar and kitchen, there's something for everyone. Try all 26 moonshine flavors, which make up their specialty drink menu, like the Maple Bacon Bloody Mary and Purple Rain with Peach and Blackberry Moonshine. Smoke and Shine in Tolono and on Facebook.
You're gonna have a real good time when you drop by Smoke and Shine. You'll find Tennessee bougie always in a jar. Smoke and Shine, a fine restaurant and bar. Smoke and Shine. Smoke and Shine.
That's not Maxwell kicking, is it?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Nope. Back here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. Keith Gibson and Mike Roy. It is.
Yeah,
it's
it
Jacob.
is.
Yep.
I couldn't tell.
Back here, 10:04 to go in the second quarter. Rockets lead 13-0. Now a short kick. It's going to bounce, and they'll take it at the 15. And not much room to go. Looks to take middle. That's number 11. Ty King return to the 26. And that's where Paris will start their next drive.
Short kick, and he never got any momentum on that run back, and no matter where he went, he saw white jerseys. So
good job on the coverage there. Want to thank our first down sponsor. We've had a couple, haven't got them in yet. Classic Granite Marble in Champaign. It's the area's leading countertop company, proudly serving all of Central Illinois. For your next countertop project, contact Classic Granite Marble at 217-604-2446. Thanks to Matt and that whole team there. Great job they do.
yes, they do.
Tigers now in spread formation. Rogers still in at quarterback. He will look to pass out screen. Look who's out there to greet him. That's Langendorf, and he's got help. Pick up about 3 or 4, but a swarm of Unity jerseys. Langendorf playing very, very well tonight.
He seems to be very mobile. He's all over the place. He's reading things real well. That's what you need to do.
He read that screen as the outside linebacker got out there and pushed him back towards the inside where he had help.
Right.
9:23 to go in the first half. 13-0 Unity leads. Rogers looking to pass the other way. That's complete. And that's complete to number 3, Trey Lee. And he is driving to midfield on a screen pass. Poor tackling there allowed him to get up that far. And they'll mark it right at midfield. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Yeah, tackling was poor. Skinny little guy right there, number 3, but he's deceptively fast. And you gotta hit those people low because the leg drive will keep you going.
Nobody out here on him. Let's make sure we get somebody. There we go. Shotgun formation. Handoff up the middle. That's number 4. And he's got some room up to the 40, across the 40 to the 39. That's Calvin Rigdon, the junior running back. That's another first down for the Tigers. So they're responding here. We got to have to do a little bit of job up the middle. They're getting quite a bit of yards just up the gut.
Well, linebackers are this spread formation here. When you're running 4 wide receivers, I think it. If you can get some blocking up front, the rushing lane's open.
Hand off to Rigdon again. That's number 4. Excuse me. Yeah, Rigdon. He'll pick up some more yards, about 8. We're just arm tackling right now.
Yep.
They're all the way up to the 32 of the Rockets. That'll be 2nd and about 3. He'll be coming out again. He's limping now. So Rigdon comes out. Rogers still in at quarterback. Krippus has been on the sidelines. They're working on him. Looks like maybe calf or shin or something. Spread formation. Handoff. Nope, keeper up the middle. That's Rogers, but he's going to get anywhere. 45. Brock Suding, first one to greet him, along with number 58, Bowden Franklin. They're just going to give him forward progress and give him 2, so it's 3rd and 1. Mason Burns in the backfield now for the Tigers. On 3rd and 1. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. 7:10 to go on the Main Street Massage and Therapy scoreboard. Rockets lead 13-0.
Need to watch for a quick pass out on the left-hand side.
And they're going to roll left. It's going to be a keeper. And he's got just enough. It's going to be really close to the first down.
Been on the spot.
And they're going to, I'd almost measure that.
I think they're going to.
Yep, they are. I couldn't see who came up and made the tackle. It was a great job.
Right.
Great job of reading that, too. The quarterback not letting him get through. So 6:56 on the scoreboard. We're going to measure. Of course, 4-down territory here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You know, Paris has got some momentum so far. They've been able to mix up things just a little bit on this drive.
They got
and I think it's going to be close.
Short. Story of my life. Just barely, though.
Short and late.
No, I'm never late, especially for dinner. So it'll be 4th down and inches for the Tigers. Thank you for joining us here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio. Keith Gibson, Mike Roy, bringing you play-by-play coverage. We appreciate all the support we've had all season long and all the great compliments. We appreciate hearing from you. Let's see what the Tigers bring out here. 9 seconds on the play clock. They better hurry or they're going to have to call a timeout. That play clock is running down quickly. 1. That play clock's out. They didn't get it off. That's going to be a delay of game on the Tigers. You can't do that on a 4th and 1.
Yeah. You've got coaches on the sidelines. You got coaches above on the headset. You have to get that down there and get that play out there. You have to know there's clocks everywhere.
That's inexcusable there.
No.
They had them over on the sidelines for a good 15 of the 25 seconds on the play clock.
And the clock's running again here, and it's like, let's see. I bet they have a different play than that little 4th and short.
Now it's going to be 4th and 6 from the 34. There's a break for the Rockets.
Big break for the Rockets. They're going to have to hurry again.
Play clock winding down. They get snap. Look to pass. Look for the screen. And it's caught. But taking down a big tackle right there.
Number 10.
Number 10 for the Rockets. Gavin Moore put the hit stick down.
Wow. That's what you call an open field tackle, my friend.
And that is a turnover on downs, a 3-yard square turnover.
Lost a couple yards on that one.
Great play by the Rockets defense, again getting the ball on turnover downs. 6:25 to go in the first half and a 13-point lead. They have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35.
Time for a little grinded out football.
Yep. Rowden looks to pass. He's going to look deep again and just overshot his man. That was intended for number 9, Jay Saunders.
Good coverage out there, though, by Paris.
It looks like Trey Lee out there defending him. It is. So 2nd and 10. I like the thought of let's try something downfield early.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'd like to see us run a little screen here ourselves.
Little screen or run to the outside. I mean, we've got, I think there's room either way. And again, if your wide receivers can block.
2nd and 10 from the 35. Rowden rolls to the right, looking to pass. And almost picked off.
Pass is incomplete.
And that was Trey Lee.
Third down.
On the coverage. No, that's Audi Patel.
Audi Patel out there on the coverage. Good
6'1",
coverage.
150.
Good coverage out there. The one thing I'm seeing is they brought a couple of linebackers up real quick and came around the right-hand side, and I think Rowden saw that, and I think he might have rushed his pass just a little bit and didn't need to.
A ball fake, too, and he might have had 6.
Yep.
I'm sure the coaches upstairs saw
little
that.
Little pump fake and let her go.
3rd and 10, 6:15 on the clock in the first half. Rockets lead 13-0. Rowden in shotgun. Takes snap, looks right, quick pass. That's to Aiden Porter. Porter around the right side. Great block by Saunders, and he's going to get to mid 49. And that's going to be a classic granite and marble first down. Nice job out there by Saunders, blocking for his fellow wide receiver, and that's what you said earlier. It's open.
All you have to do is block. If you go out there and if you block or maintain your block and let your receiver, your back have a chance to see where they can go, it's money.
1st and 10 from the 49. Now hand off to Brown up the middle. He's got some room. To the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, and finally brought down at the 30-yard line. His biggest run of the night at 20 yards.
Tell you what, that was just Matt Brown right there. After he got past the line of scrimmage, it was all Matt Brown. Kept the leg drive, and boy, we're going quick.
We are going quick. Hand off to Brown again along the right side. He doesn't have much, maybe 3, and brought down. I like the pace, though, right now. The Rockets getting back up and going.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think Paris is that deep. So if you can keep running on them and get them tired,
here we
it's
go
going to be a
again.
long night.
2nd and 9. They only gave him 1 on that play. Looks like more than that, maybe 2. 2nd and 8 from the 29. Or 28, excuse me.
28.
Rowden, shotgun. Slowed it down here a little bit. Hard count. Nobody jumped. Changing the play at the line. Audible. Rowden takes a low snap. Hand off to Brown. Right side. He's got room across the 25. And brought down about the 23. Depending on where they mark it. Well, they marked him at the 24. So it'll be 3rd and about 4 for the Rockets.
And depending on your pace, like I said, I think you can tire out this Paris ball club.
You're right, they aren't very deep. And handoff is Brown again across the right side, and he'll pick up the first down. Nice run by Brown across the 20 to the 19. This is the drive where you have to stick it in the end zone.
Again,
so 1st and 10 for the Rockets from the Tigers' 19-yard line.
5 or 6 yards a carry. We'll take that.
Yeah.
We'll take that. They're mixing up the pace a little bit, and I think they're just trying to keep Paris off guard.
I like what they're doing here.
Yeah.
2 wide receivers to right, 1 left. Snap back. Handoff is to Brown around the left side. He's got room. 15, 10, 5. Dives in. Just short down to the 2. They're marking out 3, excuse me. Good run by Brown. Matt Brown continues to be the workhorse here in this drive.
And the blocking was great over here. He waited for his blockers, saw what was going on, and then he just turned on a little bit of steam there and got some extra yardage.
1st and goal from the 3. Let's punch this in. Rowden, shotgun, Brown next to him. And we'll roll the right, look to pass, and that's complete. And that's a touchdown, Rockets to Aiden Moore. Aiden Porter with a touchdown catch. And it's, we have a flag on the play. pass interference on the offense, so that will negate the touchdown. It's all right, I get to call it again. Let's stick it back in. I don't see that very often.
You need some practice.
So a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Wow.
How quickly things can change.
I didn't know if there was enough.
Well, I wondered. I mean, they were pushing and shoving a little bit, but but as soon as he caught that pass, the flag was already out.
So first and goal from the 14 now. 3:29. That touchdown will come off the board. Now what are we doing? It's a 10-yard pass interference, correct?
Yeah. He only marked 5 to start with.
No. We might.
No, it's right. We're good.
We weren't at the 9. We were at the 3. They was 15-yard penalty. There's a pass. Complete to O'Neal. O'Neal down to the 2. Nice job on the slant route. They gave 15 yards on that penalty.
They did.
Complete to Dalton O'Neal.
Dalton O'Neal with the catch, so to bring up
on the Tiger 3-yard line.
second and goal from the 2. Rowden, snap, hand to Brown. Brown will walk it in behind his offensive line. Touchdown! Rockets! Matt Brown with a 2-yard run. No flags on the play, right?
No flags.
Okay.
I see nothing out there.
$19-0 now. The Rockets. Big drive there.
That was a big drive and overcame another big penalty, but that's what you have to do. Overcome adversity.
Jacob Maxwell on for the extra point. And we got a flag again. Same referee calling it again. Nobody's moved. I don't know what he's calling because now it's the right side.
Right side of the line is what he saw.
That's going to be false start, 5-yard penalty. I'm not sure what he's seeing.
Well,
so that'll make it a 15, 25-yard extra point, which Jacob has plenty of leg strength. No questions there. Especially we can go for 2 here. Snap back, good. Kick up, and the extra point is good.
By Maxwell is good.
Maxwell with the extra point makes it 20-0. Unity Rockets over Paris with 3:04 to go in the first half. We'll take a quick break here from one of our great sponsors and come back and have the rest of the first half of Unity Rocket football.
Football season is here, which means time is running out to get your countertops updated before the holidays. Hi, this is Matt, owner of Classic Granite Marble. Let us work with you from concept to finished product. Using state-of-the-art equipment along with decades of experience, we measure, fabricate, and install. Whether it's countertops for your kitchen, a surround for your shower or bath, or a hearth for your fireplace, we have the look you desire. Classic Granite Marble has the finest natural stone and quartz in Central Illinois. Make an appointment to see our showroom at 1901 West Springer Drive or visit us at ClassicGraniteMarbleIL.com. Bring the classic look of stone to your home today.
Fill 'em up, fill 'em up, fill 'em up at 3R Squared in Monticello. Located at 106 South Charter Street in historic downtown, 3R Squared is the hottest new coffee shop and event space in Piatt County. Mochas, lattes, cafes, frappes, oh my, we've got it all. And if you're just looking for something simple, try our Sage City blend. Come grab a cup and say hello. We're sure you'll enjoy our tasty cup of joe. Stay current with us on social media by visiting facebook.com/3 Ravens Squared.
Keith Gibson, Mike Roy back with you as we have a Unity kickoff, and Maxwell's kickoff is going to go out of bounds at about the 14. That means the Tigers will take it over at their 35, as that's an illegal kick and a penalty again. $20-0 if you're just joining us. The Rockets, it hasn't been pretty. Let me tell you this. Don't look at that score and think, what's been a dominant? It hasn't. It's been a lot of penalties, Some not great tackling, but we managed to minimize everything, Mike, and overcome, as you just said.
I'll tell you what, let's shut them down with 3 minutes to go in this second half, or the second quarter.
And it'll be a handoff up the middle to Rigdon, and he's not going to get very much. Kais Root on the tackle. Come down from the end. He'll get maybe 2. We'll bring up 2nd and 8 for the Tigers, who are in hurry-up mode here, as Mike said. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first half, trailing by 20. Looks to pass. And he's got an interception! That is intercepted by number 4, Eric Myback. We've got a flag on the play. Imagine that. But Myback will bring across the 40 to the 38. Big play. Tigers try to go and hurry up, and I think there was some confusion. Rogers threw it over, and the safety Myback there to pick it off. And that is a 3-yard square turnover.
That we're going to see illegal use of the hands.
Block in the back.
On Unity, yes.
It's all right, we'll take it.
We'll take the interception, but boy, oh boy.
Hey, Reno Collier is going to be at 3R Squared October 20th through 22nd. I think some shows are sold out already, so check 3ravens.pub. They've got some other comedians and great acts coming in. 3R Squared is the newest hot spot in Monticello. Great coffee in the morning to get you going, and just great a vibe in there.
I'm running out of room on the penalty sheet here, Keith.
Well, that's not good.
No. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
So at
8,
2:28
9.
to go in the first half, the Rockets will take over. I like to see him try to go with DP right here on the first play.
Yep. 9 penalties already in this first half. Ugh.
Rockets
Ugly.
with the football. Rowden, and he's going to look deep. And he's going to look for Aiden Porter, and it is complete. Did he catch it? Did he catch it? Is he going to give him a catch? He is! What a diving catch at the 35. Nice job of holding on. And the Rockets are looking to move. Clock hasn't started yet. Got to move the chains. Talking about the chain. Rodden and shotgun. O'Neal and Porter to the left. Looking to pass. Across the middle. That's wide open. That is Jay Saunders. No, that is Will Cowan for his second touchdown. And I'm surprised he didn't get a flag, and there is the flag. He spun the football in the end zone, and that's a no-no.
Silly penalties. Silly penalties.
That'll be assessed on the kickoff. Will Cowan wide open on the post route. Touchdown for the Rockets. That's a Rocket. I didn't even get to say it this time. I got excited. Touchdown Rockets. And that makes it 26-0. Boy, I tell you what, Mike, if you'd have told me it had been 26-0 as we head to the half at the beginning of this game, the first 2 drives, I'd have told you were crazy.
After the first 7 or 8 minutes, I wouldn't have believed it. No, they're assessing the penalty right here.
They are, so it's going to be a 15-yarder for unsportsmanlike conduct on Cowan as he spun the football. A little Randy Moss action. But you just can't do that in high school football.
Lay the football down or give it to the official
Just hand it
and
to the
walk
official.
away.
This is one thing I always tell kids. Act like you've been there before. That's the second time he's been there tonight, though. All right, so from the 30-25.
He's got the leg. There's no
yeah.
doubt about it.
Jacob Maxwell, there's the hold, and that's a line drive, and it's not going to be no good. The extra point. So it'll be 26-0. Unity leads the Paris Tigers with 2:12 to go in the first half. You know what else I'm seeing, Mike?
What's that?
I'm seeing the Tigers' defensive line get tired.
Well, they've been out there quite a bit, and as what I'm seeing here, and we're on the, the Paris Tigers are on the press box side of the field where we're at, of course. There's not a lot of backups over here,
No.
and Unity, I think, is exploiting that secondary.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate the vote of confidence. Glad you're enjoying the broadcast tonight. Jim, thanks for listening to Four Season D-Land, he says. Let's go Rockets. That's right. 26-0 Rockets lead with 2:12 to go in the first half. Maxwell to kick it off. He kicked it out of bounds last time. Let's hope he can keep it in bounds here. Rigdon and Patel deep to return for Paris. There's a nice high kick over to the left, and it'll stay in bounds and taken. That's taken by 10 Rogers, the quarterback. And he will get nowhere and be brought down at the 11.
Did nothing but go backwards. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but he didn't follow his blockers at all on that one.
No.
We just pushed him back.
Sorry, that's number 11, Ty King, on the return to the 11. They're going to mark him at the 11. 2:05 to go first half. Thank you for joining us. 26-0 Rockets lead. Paris with the football. First attempt, they're on 11. 4 wide receivers out. Rogers takes a snap, hands off up the middle. Not much there. They'll pick up 3 or 4 before being brought down by a host of Rockets.
Gain of 4 to be second down.
2nd and 6 now, and after gain of 4, that clock keeps moving.
I see Jim Cunningham listening from my hometown, DeLand, Illinois. How you doing, Jim?
Now we got a whistle.
Official timeout.
Somebody, yep, I see it. Off on the sidelines there.
For Unity, I can't see who that is.
And now we're going to pass on the screen pass on the outside. What a play on the outside from the DB position on the corner. Was a screen out to the wide receiver. That's number 1. Dylan Moore came up and busted it open.
Broke that wide open right there.
You know what I'm seeing right now from this defensive side of the ball for the Rockets? They're hungry right now.
They're very active. And that's what I wanted to see in the first quarter, and we didn't really see that.
They're creating some turnovers and having a little fun out there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6. Minute and a half to go after the incompletion. Paris with the football. Rogers looks to pass. Now they look deep and across the middle, and it's going to be almost intercepted. He overthrew number 3, Trey Lee. On the defense, number 4, Eric Maybach, and number 31, Camden Met. I thought Maybach had the 2nd interception of the day. He came up in that safety position, just kind of bumped there and couldn't hold on. Me back. I'm trying.
I'll help you out.
Thank you. So 4th and 6, minute 23 to go. Tigers will punt.
Oh.
Nobody hit the... Nobody hit that,
blocked.
please.
Almost,
but nope. But the ball is going to be down at the 48-yard line of Unity. So just across the 50, and they will take over. Awful quiet Paris crowd now.
It's pretty quiet over here on this side. We do have a window open, and,
I'm not sure this is what they thought would happen.
No.
A lot of football left to play, though.
Oh, it's not over by a long shot. 1:15 left.
1:15 to go. Yep, 1st and 10 for the Rockets from their own 48. Rodden in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers left, 1 right. And it'll be complete to Aiden Porter along the outside. Porter crossed the 45 of Paris and brought down at the 44. I don't think the Rockets will be in a big hurry to get the offense going here with a minute now to go. But you might take a shot.
That's what they're doing. They're going.
Low snap. Rowden looks. Gets out the outside. Looks to pass. He'll just keep it and get it out of bounds. Stop the clock and pick up a couple yards. Oh, up there saying no gain. So it'll be 3rd down. Something he should have just stayed inbounds and kept the clock running. But you'll learn. You live and learn.
You will learn.
48 seconds to go. 3rd and 3 for the Rockets. from the Tigers 45. Two wide receivers each way. Brown in the backfield. Snap. Fake handoff. Rowden following his block. He's got a block to the outside. And he is brought down across the 35 and out of bounds.
Good tough run right there, Keith.
That picks up a classic granite marble first down. Yes, it was. I like how he was patient there.
He most certainly was. He followed his blockers right there, and Unity's going to take a timeout, save some clock.
39 seconds to go on our Main Street Massage scoreboard in the first half. At halftime, we don't have a guest this week. So we'll let you hear from our sponsors, of course. We appreciate every single one of them. If you'd like to become a sponsor, either for the remainder of this year, we do have some spots open, or maybe even basketball season, let us know. Contact Clubhouse Lounge Radio at gmail.com, or you can send me a message personally, Keith Gibson, through Facebook, or contact me via phone. However you want, I'm always available. Next week, we're at home next week, sir.
I like that.
Bloomington Central Catholic comes to town. They play Monticello tonight.
That could be an interesting ball game. If anybody happens to be listening from over that area, can give us the score, we'd love to hear it. Because that's a couple of good ball clubs right there.
First and 10 from the 31. Rodden looks to pass, pump fakes. Throws out, that's O'Neal, who's not going to get anywhere and loses yard.
Lose yard.
And we're going to have another timeout. As Coach Hamlin's going to take a timeout, and we will too. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back. You're listening to Unity Rockets Football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Hi, this is Justin Gensler with 217 Mortgage. Why is 217 Mortgage different? The answer is simple. At 217 Mortgage, you're just not another loan file. You're family. Simply put, we care. We care that you close on time. We care about getting you the best deal out there, and we care enough to work around your schedule. We welcome you to come see the difference for yourself. Start by visiting us at 217mortgage.com or stop by our office on Neal Street in Champaign to experience CU's #1 purchase lender.
217 Mortgage, NMLS number 224149. Justin's NMLS number 611367. Equal housing lender. For licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Back here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, Keith Gibson, Mike Roy, bringing you Unity Rockets football from Paris, Illinois, in a non-conference game tonight. The Rockets, who have, after a Week 1 defeat to Prairie Central, have put the foot on the gas offensively and lead 26-0 here, coming in averaging 41 points a game. Rodden will take the snap, looks to pass, he goes deep, he's got a man open, that is complete, that's Jay Saunders for a 34-yard rocket touchdown.
Wow, was that his passing has improved 20-fold since that Prairie Central game. I am very impressed with Cale Rowden.
I am too, and I think that was a great touch pass and a great job by Saunders to get open.
2 touchdowns for Saunders tonight and 3 touchdowns so far passing for Cale.
32-0 your score. Maxwell on for the extra point. Kick up and no good. So Jacob had a great week last week kicking extra points, not so much this week.
No breeze. So
it stays 32-0. We'll stay here. That got tongue-tied there for a minute. Smoking Shine touchdown. And it's as I said just a few minutes ago, I believe there was 2:22 on the clock. Now there's 27 seconds. So let's 2 minutes go. If you'd have told me it would have been 26-0, now it's 32-0, I wouldn't have believed you because this has really not been a pretty first half.
The first half of the first quarter was real choppy for both teams. A lot of penalties, and they just didn't seem to get settled in at all. But once Unity did, and once the defense started playing Unity Rocket defense, that's when things changed, especially when the front four started getting some penetration in there and getting whoever was at quarterback, it didn't matter. When they got pressure on them, that changed everything.
And they've created turnovers, they've created 3R squared turnovers tonight, and they've capitalized on that. They want to thank our timeout sponsor, Bees Trees. Bees Trees is your local IHSA certified, ISA certified arborist with 15 years experience, fully licensed and insured. They offer tree trimming, tree removal, and free estimates. Call Greg Miller today at Bees Trees at 217-260-4551.
Good kickoff.
Emerson Bailey in to kick off, and that was a deep kick. The Tigers will return and finally get knocked out of bounds at about the 15.
Can't run left or right on a kickoff and
Nope.
get anywhere, Keith.
You don't. No. Sideline to sideline, that's about it. That's like going back and forth at the end of the buffet line.
Yeah.
Don't get you anywhere.
Nowhere.
17 seconds to go in the first half. Rockets lead 32-0. Mike, could we have 3 games in a row where we get that old run the clock? We got a good chance.
We got a good chance.
Tigers in shotgun formation. 3 wide right, 1 left. Rogers, a sophomore quarterback, in there. And he'll hand it off to Rigdon up front. He has nowhere to go. Number 59 right there on the stop. That's Alex Abrahamson. And a great job, and I think that's going to do it for the first half. At the end of the first half, it's been all Rockets. It's not been pretty, but it's been effective. They lead 32-0. We will take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll let Mike get his stats in line. We'll hear from our sponsors, and then we'll get you ready for a second half. You're listening to Unity Rockets Football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Hi, this is Justin Ginser with That's 217mortgage.com.
217 Mortgage, NMLS number 224149. Justin's NMLS number 611367. Equal housing lender. For licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Rushing yards.
Downtown Monticello is what your heart desires when it comes to food, drink, and fun. We have a robust menu with offerings for anyone. Enjoy the family atmosphere in our dining room, or load up with friends and join us at the bar. We have the best whiskey selection in downstate Illinois. Check us out online at threeravens.pub for menus.
21 passing yards.
You're gonna have a real good time when you drop by Smoke and Shine. You'll find Tennessee bougie always in a jar. Smoke and Shine, a fine restaurant and bar. Smoke and Shine. Smoke and Shine.
The area's newest bar and restaurant, Smoke and Shine in Tolono, is the only moonshine bar in all East Central Illinois. But it's more than just shine. With a full bar and kitchen, there's something for everyone. Try all 26 moonshine flavors, which make up their specialty drink menu, like the Maple Bacon Bloody Mary and Purple Rain with Peach and Blackberry Moonshine. Smoke and Shine in Tolono and on Facebook.
You're gonna have a real good time when you drop by Smoke and Shine. You'll find Tennessee bougie always in a jar. Smoke and Shine, a fine restaurant and bar. Smoke and Shine. Smoke and Shine.
Football season is here, which means time is running out to get your countertops updated before the holidays. Hi, this is Matt, owner of Classic Granite and Marble. Let us work with you from concept to finished product. Using state-of-the-art equipment along with decades of experience, we measure, fabricate, and install. Whether it's countertops for your kitchen, a surround for your shower or bath, or a hearth for your fireplace, we have the look you desire. Classic Granite and Marble has the finest natural stone and quartz in Central Illinois. Make an appointment to see our showroom at 1901 West Springer Drive, or visit us at classicgranitemarble.il.com. Bring the classic look of stone to your home today.
Does your body de-stressed from everyday life? Is your body telling you it's time for a massage? Well, great news. Main Street Massage by Megan Quigley now has affordable, therapeutic massages available in Villa Grove. With over 20 years experience, Main Street Massage offers evening and weekend appointments. To book your appointment and give your body exactly what it needs, call Megan Quigley at Main Street Massage at 217-369-9217. Are you in the need of a vehicle detail? Well, grab your phone and visit RocketMotorsDetailing.com. Book your appointment online today for that rocket shine. Remember, RocketMotorsDetailing.com. If it's not a rocket shine, it's just not clean. Back here at Paris High School, Keith Gibson, Mike Roy. Halftime, where the Rockets lead 32-0 right now. And Mike, let's talk about the first half. We started out, before we could even make our first snap of the ball game, we had a penalty. And that's kind of been the story, but somehow we've overcame that, and I've really done a great job.
10 penalties for 80 yards, though, is not going to win you many ball games. So Unity ought to count their blessings on this one, because they made some really silly penalties. And I know you're happy you scored a touchdown, but this is high school. You can't spin it. You know, you're not Michael Irvin or anything for the Cowboys. Just lay the ball down, give it to the refs, celebrate with your teammates. But silly penalties usually won't get you very far.
Well, a lot of false starts, too. The
Yep.
offensive line have been guilty of that all night. But it comes from the same referee on the far side, just saying.
Yes, agreed. And I mean, Paris was no stranger to it. They had 3 penalties for 30 yards. So I mean, penalties will take you down, but you just got to clean that up and do a better job.
Well, I know the first 5 minutes of that first quarter were not pretty for either side.
No.
We did see a little gathering, and the coaches, kind of both sides, got teamed together. One team responded, Mike, and one didn't.
That is correct. And when it comes right down to it, Unity all of a sudden, with about 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, they turned into a different team. The defense tightened up, started doing their job. The front four of the defensive line was very impressive.
So what kind of stats you got for us here from the first quarter?
Well, we'll start with the Unity Rockets. Unofficially rushing, got 95 total yards rushing with between Brown and Cale Rowden. Passing wise, Rowden 10 of 14 for 187 unofficially, and 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, of course. He's managed the ball game real well. He's been very efficient, but his receivers have run some unbelievable routes. Especially when you've got players like Will Cowan, who's just beating his man time after time for 2 touchdowns. It was a pretty good first half for Cowan with 5 receptions for 128.
That's good. It's a good half.
We'll take that, and looks like about 8 first downs for Unity, because they're just, all of a sudden they just started chunking up some yards. Kicking game a little off this week, only 2 for 5 on the kicks and such. But overall, if you can clean up the penalties, I think that takes care of business for Unity. But you have to, I think you have to keep the pressure on them. Again, I don't think Paris is that deep by the looks of things, and I know they're missing a couple players tonight, and maybe for the season. So that doesn't bode well for them here in the second half.
No, their starting quarterback Brady Krippus has spent most of the first half on the sidelines. He didn't even go back with the team at halftime. I don't know if it's a calf or shin, but they've been working on most of the first half, so he's not been in the ball game. When he was early, he was effective.
He was effective, and I thought I think he might be an integral part of their offense, and they just don't seem, nothing seems to be flowing for these guys at all right now on the Paris sideline. The offensive line has become a little porous. We're doing a great job of penetrating some holes there and making some things happen, but they're putting a lot of pressure on Drew Rogers, and I think we're going to see plenty of that in the second half as well. He only let's see here with Paris. He had 21 total yards of passing in the first half. And I mean, he threw 12 times. He only completed 5. and that's a testament to the pressure that the front four put on him. Not only that, but the secondary, some big hits and such. So I think overall, Unity can be happy, but not very happy because the penalties right there. I don't know if I've ever seen that many penalties in a Unity football game. It's been a long time if it has been.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on that. They can be happy because they got a nice, sizable lead, and hopefully they can extend that here in the second half as the Paris High School band performs here at halftime. We got about 6.5 to go here at half. We're going to take a quick break here for a couple of our sponsors, and then you may hear some silence for a few minutes. We're just going to be right here with you, and we'll come back here in about 6 minutes and get you ready for the second half. Something smells good, though. Do you smell that?
Yeah, I think somebody's cooking up something somewhere.
I'm hungry. We may have to stop somewhere on the way home.
There you go.
All right, let's hear from our great sponsors, and we'll get you back and ready for the second half here in just a few minutes. You're listening to Unity Rockets football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Fill 'em up at 3R Squared in Monticello. Located at 106 South Charter Street in historic downtown, 3R Squared is the hottest new coffee shop and event space in Piatt County. Mochas, lattes, capes, frappes, oh my, we've got it all. And if you're just looking for something simple, try our Sage City blend. Come grab a cup and say hello. We're sure you'll enjoy our tasty cup of joe. Stay current with us on social media by visiting facebook.com/3Ravens2.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody, your favorite guard.
You know, Luke, you're the go-to guy when we need that corner three.
And I know Good Vibes is the go-to place when you want a great TV.
That's right, Luke. Our mission is to make your shows and games look and sound live.
Sounds simple, but you have to really put in the work to be good at anything.
You got that right. I can tell by your defense, hundreds of hours of serious practice are behind it.
I guess in 50 years, Good Vibes has a few hundred hours getting good at-home entertainment as well.
Lots of practice, a talented team, and the best equipment, like LG OLED TVs.
Same here. My teammates, the gym, and the coaches all make me and my game better.
But you have to want to be the best. That comes from inside and can't be taught. I think you, me, and LG have that in common. I can't wait to watch you on the court this fall.
Kester Homes is your full-service real estate team. They work all of Champaign County and a full 60-mile radius around. What really sets Kyle, Tiffany, and their team apart is they work with home buyers, home sellers, and build new construction homes. So they really are seeing all angles of the real estate industry, from existing homes, investment properties, and new construction. Contact Kester Homes at 217-390-5953 or visit online at kesterhomes.com. That's KOESTER homes.com. Kester Homes is a licensed real estate broker with the Keller Williams, the Real Estate Center of Illinois.
Hi, this is Justin Ginser with 217 Mortgage. In today's real estate market, equipping yourself with the correct tools will put you one step ahead of your competition. Your best tool you can have by your side is a pre-qualification letter from CU's #1 purchase lender, 217 Mortgage. Make your offer stand out today and start by visiting 217mortgage.com. That's 217mortgage.com.
217 Mortgage, NMLS number 224149. Justin's NMLS number 611367. Equal housing lender. For licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
You're gonna have a real good time when you drop by Smoke and Shine. You'll find Tennessee bougie always in a jar. Smoke and Shine, a fine restaurant and bar. Smoke and Shine. Smoke and Shine.
The area's newest bar and restaurant, Smoke and Shine in Tolono, is the only moonshine bar in all East Central Illinois. But it's more than just shine. With a full bar and kitchen, there's something for everyone. Try all 26 moonshine flavors, which make up their specialty drink menu, like the Maple Bacon Bloody Mary and Purple Rain with Peach and Blackberry Moonshine. Smoke and Shine in Tolono and on Facebook.
You're gonna have a real good time when you drop by Smoke and Shine. You'll find Tennessee bougie always in a jar. Smoke and Shine, a fine restaurant and bar. Smoke and Shine. Smoke and Shine.
Are you in the need of a vehicle detail? Well, grab your phone and visit RocketMotorsDetailing.com. Book your appointment online today for that rocket shine. Remember, RocketMotorsDetailing.com. If it's not a rocket shine, it's just not clean.
Back here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, we're about 2-3 minutes away from the start of the second half. It is 32-0. Unity Rockets over the Paris Tigers at halftime. Paris deferred. They won the toss and deferred, so they will receive the second half kickoff. And Mike Roy, I think we've established that the Rockets cannot have as many penalties in the first half as the first half. But we can have as many points as the first half.
Points are good. 10 penalties are unacceptable. I don't care how much you're winning by. That just isn't going to cut it. And you have to be a little more disciplined. And maybe we'll see something different here in the second half. But I would really like to see Unity just keep at them. Keep running the football, keep that clock moving, and let's get out of here with a big win.
At halftime, Monticello leads Bloomington Central Catholic 14-13, and that's probably a doozy of a game this evening.
Yes, it is.
We want to thank all of you listening to us this evening. We hope you're enjoying your evening. Next week, we are at home. Bloomington Central. And don't be afraid to come up and say hi to us. We like to meet everybody. We want to know who's listening, who's not.
Right. We'll take that. Wave at us, bottle of water, Keith likes a good Snickers here and there.
I do. Sometimes I get angry, and sometimes the Snickers helps.
I'll take a meat stick, though. I'm a good meat. I don't like candy, but I'll take a meat stick.
Yeah,
I'll do a little Macho Man.
Oh, yeah. I'll take that, too.
I'll take a little meat stick, But beautiful night for football. This is actually a really nice facility. The field's in really good shape. I'm pretty impressed with this place. First time I've been here in Paris High School.
Yeah, me too. And it's a very large school. And I wasn't kidding. At the beginning of the game, we said it's literally in the middle of a cornfield.
Yep. There's a lot of lights around us, but there's a lot of corn around us too.
Yep. We're in the 3-minute stretch period here before half. About a minute and a half to go. Mike, what's one thing you want to see out of the Rockets here to start the second half?
I think you have to keep the defensive pressure on. Not only the front four, who has done a fabulous job tonight after they got through about 5 or 6 minutes of the first quarter, but I think the secondary, the safeties, have to keep on this wide receiver core from Paris, because I guarantee you they're going to be throwing the ball a lot here in the second half. There's no doubt about it.
Yep, and you can't let anybody behind you. Just good tackling too. I want to see some good, solid tackling.
Yep.
Here in the second half.
Yep, they've broken up a lot of pass plays with good hard tackling, good hands, good activity. I think we just need to keep that going, and if you can cut the penalties down, keep that clock running, you're going to get out of here with a big win.
Yes, you will. And that'll be the third one in a row. As we said, coming in, the Rockets are averaging 41.3 points a game. We're well on our way to getting there, as long as we just did what we did in the first half, minus the penalties.
One thing that Unity does real well, most generally, is pursuit.
Mm-hmm.
They pursue the ball very, very well, and again, that's another thing I think they can keep going at here, because I really believe Paris, again, I just don't think they have the personnel to keep up with Unity, and once Unity got to them, I think that's all it took.
I'm just surprised at the size of number. I bet there's not 15 on the sidelines.
Yeah, they're 15 and a lot of probably younger kids, smaller kids. There's a lot of beef on that offensive line, but I'll tell you that we have found a way to get around them. We're shooting some gaps. Our defensive front four are shooting gaps. They're getting into the backfield. They're not letting anything happen, and that's the key to this equation. And I hope that a good 3 and out right here off the bat would do wonders.
Paris will take the opening half or the second half kickoff. We're about ready for action. 32-0. The Rockets lead as we start the second half. Emerson Bailey will kick off the second half for the Rockets.
And say hi to all of our people that are listening out there. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us a quick message if you have a chance. But we'll certainly be glad to say a shout out to you. So,
and don't forget you can visit the all new Clubhouse Lounge Radio store. Visit chlradio.com for some new gear. Emerson Bailey, a nice kickoff, and that will bounce to the 5 and be picked up by the Tigers' number 5, and he'll be hit out of bounds. That's number 6, Jaden Quinn, senior running back, 5'7", 140. He'll return it up to about the 24. Mike, I don't think we're going to see Mr. Krippus anymore. He's with the trainer, and
he's got some ice on his knee and on some crutches. So I think we've seen the last of him for the evening.
So it'll be Drew Rogers, sophomore quarterback, trying to lead them back. Tigers with the football, 1st and 10. And it'll be a handoff to Rigdon, the running back, up the middle. And he'll be drugged down across the 30 to about the 33. He got through that front four pretty quick there.
He sure did. Good push by his offensive line.
He'll pick up 6 on the play, bring up 3rd and 4. And second play, it'll be a quarterback keeper out to the right side. Brought down by number 58. That's Bowden Franklin. Not much of a gain, if any, to the 35, so to bring up 3rd down. Chris Burkett out there listening. We appreciate you listening to us tonight. He's heard Centennials beating Central 21-6 at half, so there's an update.
That's a big rivalry game over there in Champaign tonight.
It sure is. So 3rd and 2 from the 35 for the Tigers. And it'll be a handoff up the middle. That's number 45. He'll get breakthrough, and pick up about 3 for a 1st down. 45 is Mason Burns. That's a Tiger 1st down. Appreciate everybody listening. 32-0. The Rockets lead. Paris with the football. Shotgun formation, 2 wide each way. Burns in the backfield with Rogers, the quarterback. Rogers looks to screen pass, and they are all over it. Caius Root said, no way. That's Mr. Langendorf there as well. And that'll be no gain on the play. Boy, Austin got out there quick. He read that and was all over it.
He certainly was.
So I'll bring up 2nd and 10 now. That play hasn't worked too many times for him tonight.
No, the pursuit from the Unity defense was excellent. Now on the short side of the field, I'll be anxious to see what they do with this with only one receiver out on the far end.
Patel, their tall wide receiver out the left. Rogers looking to cut back, and he will cut, but he's not going to have much there because look who he meets. Number 82, Austin Langendorf. And he'll drop him down at the 40. Gain of 3. Good pursuit there, good angle. Austin's played very, very well tonight.
He sure has. He's had good eyes, good hands, good tackle right there. He got the right angle on him and brought him up in a 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 8 from the 41, 9.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tigers looking to pass. And pressure. And he'll complete, and almost intercepted out of the hands of Trey Lee and almost into the hands of number 4, Eric Meebach.
threw it behind him. He had a lot of pressure, threw it behind him. That Unity defense has come out tough here right after halftime.
Tell you what, Bowden Franklin had some hot pursuit on Rogers.
You ain't kidding.
And forced that pass. And now the punt from Paris, nice and high, good punt down the right sidelines. That will go out of bounds at the 21. Excuse me, 22.
22.
So 9:10 to go in the third quarter, and the Rockets will have their first offensive possession of the second half. PBL 13, Pontiac nothing at half. SJO 27, IVC nothing at half. Thanks, Mike Gadbury. Appreciate that. The
Thank
updates.
you, Mike. PBL is a surprise of the league, I'm going to tell you. Nobody expected it, I don't think. I didn't.
Well, I didn't
I knew they
either.
were good, but I didn't think they were this good.
There you go. We will be visiting up there. That'll be one of our last road trips of the season.
That'll be like our fourth P-town, won't it?
Yeah. Prairie Central, Paris, Pontiac, PBL. As long as they have food.
Yep.
All right, the Rockets take over 1st and 10 from the 22. Handoff is to Brown, right side across the 25. Still fight across the 30. And he'll get up to the 33, and that'll be enough for a classic granite marble first down. Nice run by Matt there.
It's all leg drive, Keith. If you look at his legs, he just keeps moving. Nothing fancy whatsoever.
So 1st and 10 again for the Rockets. And hand off to Brown right side. Not a whole lot there. Oh, he's going to bounce it to the outside. He's got room. Cross midfield. What patience.
Took 3 of them to bring him down.
Down to the 47 of the Tigers. Cross midfield. That was so patient. I thought he was going right side. Next thing you know, he just kind of waited. Boom, bounced to the outside and picks up big yards.
He just bounced off a tackler and kept going to the outside. And again, he's just got good eyes. He's got good eyes. He's seeing the field, and that's what you got to do. And better yet, it's keeping the clock running.
That too. Shotgun formation, 1st and 10. Hand off to Will Cowan in the backfield. Cowan didn't get much. That's kind of like a Cordell Patterson back there.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you get him in an open space, he could be gone.
Oh, yeah. No question about that.
Give Matt a little breather. Oh, I don't mind that.
Nope.
As I told you, Garrett Richardson, our Week 2 Player of the Week, our Shea Moore 217 Mortgage, out tonight. Undisclosed injury.
Unity being very
cautious.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
2nd 11 from the Tiger 48. And Rowden will look to pass, and he really overthrew his intended target. That was number 85. Taylor Warfel.
I think Taylor just got caught up with his defender right there, and maybe he didn't run the correct route. The direction was right, but he was about 10 yards too short of that pass.
I don't know if that's a timing route or what that was.
I think it was. Pretty sure.
7:45 to go. 3rd and 11 for the Rockets from the Tiger 47-yard line. Rowden looks to pass. Over the side, that's Aiden Porter. Across the 40, makes a move. Across the 30 and knocked out of bounds. And that'll be enough for a first down. Another classic granite and marble first down. And they'll mark it right at the 30. That play's been there all night long.
All night long. Good fast play right there. Nothing fancy. Got out there and he just did it. Just did it.
1st and 10 from the Paris Tiger 30 for the Rockets. Handoff is up the middle of the map. Oh, that's Rowden's going to keep it. No, that's Will. Yeah, that's Rowden. Okay, I can't see.
Yep. That certainly is.
That's a touchdown, Rockets. Cale Rowden on the read option keeps it, goes right up the middle. And he will dart in for a 30-yard touchdown run. And that'll make it 38-0.
Wow. Great read option. And he saw the hole and he took off and never looked back. Didn't even have to look back.
He didn't. No, none. He was untouched, basically. We're going to go for 2 here. Put it 40-0, and that would be the running clock for the rest of the game. And we're going to have a timeout on, that's a Bees Trees timeout.
Sure is.
Called by the Rockets. Bees Trees, your local ISA certified arborist with over 10 years experience. Fully licensed and insured. They offer tree trimming, tree removal, free benefits, free estimates, and they do excellent cleanup. Trust me, I know. I've used them before. Call Bees Trees, Greg Miller today at 217-260-4551. And tell them Clubhouse Lounge Radio sent you.
Kel Rodden doing a great job just managing this ball game. I'm so impressed with how he's improved since game 1 of the season, and it's just very, very, very nice to see. And I think hats off to him. I think he's doing the game plan exactly like they drew it up.
Well, early in the game too, that read option was not there.
No,
it is now. So we're gonna go for 2. Rodden in a shotgun. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right. He'll look to pass, a little pressure, and he will be sacked. And 2-point conversion will be no good. Good job there by the Paris defense.
Yeah, nobody was open, and by the time he decided to run, it was too late. So
38-0 with 7:29 to go on our Main Street Massage scoreboard. Main Street Massage offering affordable therapeutic massages now and available in Villa Grove. Main Street Massage by Megan Quigley. Give her a call at 217-369-9217 to schedule your appointment today, taking evening and weekends appointments as well. I've got to get in there. I've done a lot of driving over the last few weeks, and I need to go see Megan because my body hurts. I'm getting old, Mike. I'm getting old.
I'll tell you what, it catches up with us after a while, but there's nothing better than Friday night football anywhere in the state of Illinois.
Agreed.
And I'll tell you, we've got a beautiful night tonight, temperature around 68 degrees here in Paris, and great field conditions. And Unity Rockets are just having their way. They're doing exactly what they need to do, and they haven't let up. And let's see what happens on this next series.
38-0 the Rockets lead. 7:29 to go in the third quarter. Emerson Bailey in to kick off. And a nice deep kick, spiral, and it's going to go out of bounds at the 20. And that is going to be a flag. Can't kick it out of bounds. That's twice tonight.
I was going to say something, but I thought, I'll let it go.
You should have said something.
No.
Thank you all for tuning in and listening to Clubhouse Lounge Radio and Unity Rocket Football. Let us know where you're listening from. We'd love to hear from you. Are you back in Salono? Are you sitting around a bonfire?
Even if you're in Florida.
Well, we had Mexico last week.
We would be upset if you were in Florida or Mexico and you didn't invite us, but that's okay.
Yep.
We'll let it go.
Tigers take over 1st and 10 from their own 35, and it'll be a handoff, and that's the 45. Burns up the middle, and he gets across midfield through a big hole. And taken down at the Rocket 46. Well, he ran that ball hard. That's the hardest I've seen him run all night.
You ain't kidding, and I'll tell you, it was wide open, too. I don't know what happened there, Keith, but the linebackers were not in position to take him down at all.
So 1st and 10 from the Rockets, 46. Rogers, handoff again. That's Burns again to the outside. And he's running the ball harder now than he has all night. He's going to pick up 9.
Well, I'll tell you what, his offensive line is making holes for him. That's the first thing. And then he's just fast. He's making his own way after that, and we seem to be a little confused over there on that side of the line.
Can't give up. Can't take that foot off the pedal. You got to keep the pedal to the metal right here. 2nd and 1 for the Tigers. 6:38 to go in the third quarter. And shotgun takes that fumble. And he's going to keep it, try to get around the corner, and not going to get there. That's number 45. Brock Sudi met him. Put a nice big hit on him on the hit stick.
Ouch.
And we'll take him down at the 42. Lost about 5 on the play.
Yeah. Wow, that was a good open field hit right there.
So bring up 3rd and 6 for Paris. from the Rockets 42. Drew Rogers, the quarterback for the Tigers, takes snap, hand off to Burns, and Burns isn't going to get there as he fights for yards, but he won't even get back to the 40. They're going to mark him at the 39.
Good pursuit from this side of the line for sure. I mean, they're sniffing that out. They figured that out, and they're shuffling players in, so I'm sure they're making some adjustments on the fly here. So
Sudi and Franklin there on the stop. The interior line's done a great job tonight as well.
Correct.
So here we go, 4th and 4. Under 5.5 to play in the third quarter. And they fake. Pass complete. And that's two. And we got a fumble. And who's picked up? I believe Parrish fell back. No, the Unity Rockets have the football. Fumble on the play, recovered by the Rockets.
What a hit.
Recovered by number 31, Camden Met. And so the Rockets will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30. That was complete, and all of a sudden I saw the ball up in the air.
Yeah, because he was not down, the whistle had not blown, so you keep playing until the whistle blows. So
I think there'll be a little frustration too by the Tigers at this point.
I can tell you there is, and I can tell you they're tired too. So, a good dose of running back right now is what we need.
Run takes a snap, hands off, and that's Will Cowan with the carry, and he'll get across the 30, back to the line of scrimmage, but no gain as he tried to sweep to the left. He'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, Pierce was ready for that one, read it quite well. So, no doubt that Will Cowan can run the ball, and if he gets in open field, he's going to go places. But I have a feeling we'll just be shuffling some players out here to give Matt Brown a little bit of a break.
Kathy Brown listening at work in Savoy. Thank you for listening. Mike
Hi,
Ebery
Kathy.
update is BBC Bloomington Catholic up 20-14 now over Monticello. Rodden will take the snap, pass, and that is complete. And that is to number 15, Carter Met. And he's got some open room down the right sideline, the 25, the 20. And he is brought down at about the 10.
Number 85. Woo!
Oh, that's 85. Excuse me. I thought it was 15. See, I can't see. Taylor Warfel with the catch. And run. So great job, Taylor. 6'3", 185-pound senior wide receiver. That's down to the 11. It'll be 1st and 10 Rockets. Lynn, thank you for listening this evening. We appreciate that. 1st and 10 Rockets from the 11. Brown takes a snap, hand off to Brown. Along the right side, untouched. Touchdown, Rockets! That's a smoke and shine touchdown. Boy, I could use some hush puppies right now from Smoke and Shine.
11-yard TD run.
11-yard run, his 3rd of the game, correct? Second?
That is 1, 2, 3.
3rd touchdown of the night. That makes it 44-0. That also will give us a continuous running clock throughout the rest of the game. For the 3rd straight week, Mike. We are getting pretty lucky.
We are getting pretty lucky for sure.
Emerson Bailey on to kick the extra point. Snap back, low snap, and takes it. And he'll look to run it as he picks up the fumble. And he'll get around the corner and tackled. So the extra point will be no good on the muff snap. So, 3:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. It is 44-0. Rockets leading the Tigers. We'll take a quick break. Hear from one of our sponsors, our presenting sponsor, Rocket Motors. And we'll be right back.
Are you in the need of a vehicle detail? Well, grab your phone and visit RocketMotorsDetailing.com. Book your appointment online today for that rocket shine. Remember, RocketMotorsDetailing.com. If it's not a rocket shine, it's just not clean.
Football season is here, which means time is running out to get your countertops updated before the holidays. Hi, this is Matt, owner of Classic Granite and Marble. Let us work with you from concept to finished product. Using state-of-the-art equipment along with decades of experience, we measure, fabricate, and install. Whether it's countertops for your kitchen, a surround for your shower or bath, or a hearth for your fireplace, we have the look you desire. Classic Granite and Marble has the finest natural stone and quartz in Central Illinois. Make an appointment to see our showroom at 1901 West Springer Drive or visit us at classicgranitemarble.il.com. Bring the classic look of stone to your home today.
Again.
Back here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, Keith Gibson, Mike Roy bringing you play-by-play coverage. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's 44-0 Unity Rockets over the Paris Tigers.
Kicked it out of bounds again.
That's 3. Good thing these little things tonight are coming back to haunt us because we've had a lot of little mistakes, a lot of silly penalties, and we're still able to overcome them.
If you don't think Coach Hamilton and the coaching staff isn't going to make this an issue, I guarantee you they will. There'll be a good kicking game going on this week.
Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at the 35. We will have a running clock the rest of the way. Snap back, hand off, and that is to Burns, and he's up across the 45 to the 50. He's running the ball hard here in the second half.
You ain't kidding.
All the way to the Rockets 42. Big gain for him.
And the thing is, they're opening up a hole for him, and he's got enough speed. He's just taking off. And again, what we're seeing, what we just saw in that play, bad tackling. You can't tackle somebody with a full head of steam up high. Doesn't work.
I don't think we have our first team defense in either. There's a run. Nice play there by number 84. That's Hunter Easton. Come from the left inside to make the tackle. Get your roster ready. We're going to have some newbies.
Luke Hart was in on that too. Number 17.
Drew Rogers, the quarterback for the Tigers, a sophomore. He's got Burns and Rigdon in the backfield. And he'll hand it to Rigdon. Rigdon looks to dance a little bit. Doesn't get much. Still going. Breaking some tackles. A fumble on the play. And picked up by Paris, number 4. And he got his own fumble. And Rigdon up inside the 20.
Poor tackling. We're right back to Prairie Central land again. 3 or 4 people, actually 5 different people had a chance at him and still couldn't bring him down.
Under 2 to play in the third quarter. Tigers now hand off. That is to Burns along the outside. And he'll be brought down by number 77. That's Dominic Durso. He'll pick up about 5. He's 2nd and 5.
Burns has been the workhorse here in the second half for the Paris Tigers.
You know, if he ran the ball as hard as the first half as the second half, might have good things happen.
Yeah. Paris driving on us now.
2nd and 3. Run again, that's Rigdon, and he'll be brought down. Nice tackle. Way to wrap up there. That's 54. Nathan Bleacher, 6'3" junior, on the tackle. Brings up 3rd and 3. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Looks like Jaden Quinn has just checked in for the Tigers. He'll be in the backfield with Rigdon. Burns taking a break. And he'll get the handoff up the middle. And down to about the 5. That'll be enough for a first down.
First and goal.
First and goal, Tigers. We're under 15 seconds to play in the third quarter. Tigers looking to get one in quick before the end of the third. From the 4, they hand it off up the middle. And they will get in. That's a touchdown as time expires here in the third quarter. So the Paris Tigers finally on the scoreboard tonight. Took 3 whole quarters, but they'll take it, I'm sure.
They will take it, and, nothing fancy there. Poor tackling from Unity defense here in this third quarter. I've not been very impressed with that. This brings back, again, remnants of the Prairie Central game where they decided that, 2 or 3 players can just grab somebody on their full head of steam up high. It doesn't work that way. You got to tackle better, get them down. I guarantee you the coaching staff is going to let that be known here pretty quickly.
And the extra point is blocked. Blocked by number 15 or 16, Ryan Rink.
16.
Ryan Rink on the blocked extra point.
We'll take that.
Update from Mike Gadberry. He says Monticello 21, BCC 20.
Woo. Well, that's a
ball
barn
game
burner over there.
Yeah. That's at BCC.
That's correct.
That'd be a big
That's
win
not
for
an easy
Sages
place to
on
play.
the road.
Not an easy place to play up there either.
We get BCC next week at home.
Yeah. Woo. There's no easy. For the most part, there are no easy games here. I mean, we've still got PBL, we've got BCC to play.
Monticello.
There's 3 tough ones right there. So I'm not.
Here's good news. We got a lot of home games left after this 3 out of 4 game stretch on the road.
Yeah. I think Coach will be glad to have some home cooking.
I will too. We are in the 4th quarter now. (44-6), Rockets lead. Running clock, so besides the kickoff here, should go pretty quick. You just run the football, run it out, go home with a victory.
Yes, sir.
Get ready for next week. At the conclusion of the game, though, we will name our Shea Moore 217 Mortgage Player of the Game, and then we'll present that player with the trophy on Monday and get his picture. Kids were so fun. They were excited. They got an award on Monday, and it made me feel good. Yeah, they need to be recognized.
They like that.
The offensive line was the happiest.
Well, yeah. I'm an offensive lineman. I'm happy.
So was I. I was sitting over guard.
We never got anything except a cup of water.
That's true. All right, here's the kickoff from Paris. It's short. And it'll be fielded by... Can't see who that is.
I think number 6.
Number 6. That is... I don't have a number 6.
I don't have a number 6 on my list.
I don't either. Number 6.
If somebody knows who number 6 is, we do not have him on our sheet anywhere. So help us out, please. If it's your son, we
want to recognize him. So it'll be 1st and 10. Of course, our kickoffs presented by 3 Ravens, located in historic downtown Monticello. 3 Ravens is your go-to for food, fun, and drinks. As I said, I'll be there tomorrow night. I cannot wait. Visit 3ravens.pub today for specials, reservations, and more info. I'm looking for some good food. They got great wings. Oh, great wings.
We might have a new quarterback.
It looks like we do. That's number 16, Ryan Rink, into quarterback, and he'll have the read option and take it up to the 34.
Ryan Rink on the carry.
No gain.
For Unity. No gain. It'll be 2nd down.
44-6, your Rockets lead over Paris. I didn't see this coming. I'm going to be honest with you.
No.
But I'm glad it did.
No rush to get this play off.
Nope. Just nice and easy. Rink takes it, rolls out right, and he'll just keep it. And he'll get across the 35 to about the 37. A couple yards there.
Rink, Butler,
just keep that clock. Well, it's running, so it doesn't matter. But keep moving. Keep everybody healthy. We don't want to see any injuries or anything like that the rest of the way.
A lot of new players in there, so. Well,
I see Michael Bromley there on the line.
Brady Parr's out there as a receiver.
Brady Parr. Oh, Brady. I always work with his dad. And he just jumped off sides.
Yep.
Remain 3rd down.
Be a 5-yard penalty. Now I feel old. Now, I remember when Brady was like 5 or 6 years old.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Don't be telling stories like that on the air.
150-pound sophomore. Good to see that, though. Good to see him get a little action.
All the way back on
See who else we got out there. I always like to get everybody in. Dominic Durso on the line. Peyton Bradley there on the line. Snap back and a handoff. That's the number 26, Haley Daly. And he'll get out to about the 40, short of the first down. Out to the 38, and it looks like we'll punt. 9 minutes to go in the ball game.
No rush to do this, let me tell you.
No, there shouldn't be.
Nope. Are we kicking? What are we doing? Yep.
Well, it looks like we're kicking, maybe.
It's like Ryan's going to kick as well, maybe. Ryan Rink is punting.
Rink's kick is up, nice and high. Just jailbreak, get away from everybody, and it's going to bounce and roll across the 30.
Oh, he touched it.
Touch it, pick it up, boys.
He touched
it. 54 has picked it up and scored a touchdown. That's Nathan Bleacher.
Let's see here. He touched the ball and the whistle had never blown. You can't blow that dead.
You can't blow that dead. That's a touchdown, Rockets.
Let's see.
I believe I heard a whistle, though. Did you not?
I didn't hear a whistle because the ball was still moving.
Unless they blow it dead before then.
Well, the ball was still moving, and the Paris ball player tried to pick it up and then kicked it, and that's when we picked it up and took off with it.
So what are they going to call here?
Well, clock stopped with no, it's still going, but I don't know what they're calling here. But how can you blow a play dead when the ball's still going?
What are they going to move it back and do it again?
Inverted whistle is what that call is.
Whistle on the play.
Oh. Wow.
Mr. Bleacher, I'm sorry, because as a lineman, that is a dream to pick up a fumble and run it in for a touchdown. And they just took that away from you. Sad day.
Oh, I feel for you, my friend. I always wanted that opportunity in high school and never had it.
Did they run the ball once?
I did too. I scored a touchdown.
I never did that. I was like the fridge.
Power formation down there with the 2-yard line. My cousin and I.
7 minutes to go in the ball game. 44-6. Rockets lead. They had an inadvertent whistle, so they'll repunt on 4th down. Grant Clare says, let's go. That's right. Thank you, Grant and Amber, both for being our presenting sponsor this year for RocketMotorsDetailing.com. Remember, if it's not the Rocket Shine, it's just not clean. That's a great punt, and it'll roll. And mark down at about the 35 to hear some Paris fans just yelling, tell them to get away from it.
Get away from it.
So the Tigers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36.
Been a pretty quiet second half.
It has. Well, it's been pretty quick, too.
Yeah.
6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter in the ball game, as we've got a running clock.
We sure are glad for everybody that is listening out there, from Grant and everybody else all over Central Illinois, and from whatever state or province or country you're listening from. We appreciate it. We certainly do.
Yes, we do. Without a doubt, we want to thank our sponsors. 3 Ravens and 3 R Squared in Monticello. We appreciate you guys being with us each week. Bees, Trees, Smoke and Shine, of course, our touchdown. They've been said a lot here in the last 3 weeks. Fumble on the play and picked up by number 51. That's Andrew King, and he's brought down at the 15. I was hoping he'd be rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Oh, he was trying to. I was ready for the Chris Berman. Wow, just a missed handoff right there, Keith.
Yep, and the Rockets will take back over on offense at the Tigers 16.
About the 16-yard line.
Yep. Thanks to Good Vibes. We appreciate them. And Mike, thank you, and letting you do this with me each and every week. Classic Granite and Marble, our first down sponsor. Thanks to Matt Connor and the entire team there. Main Street Massage, Megan Quigley. Make sure you schedule your appointment with Megan, taking evenings and weekends. And, of course, here in just a short 4.5 minutes, we'll name our Shay Moore at 217 Mortgage Player of the Game. We appreciate that entire team, Justin, Dave, Corey, the entire team, and, of course, Shay the most. She's got a freshman son.
Yes.
Playing football. Freshman won last night as well, so big props to them. BCC up 28-21 in a slugfest now.
Delay of game. Didn't have enough players on the field. By the time he got out there, the clock had already ran out. But
thanks, Mike. I appreciate Mike Gadberg keeping us up to date on that game over there in Bloomington. 9:50 to go in the fourth there. 7-point game for BCC. No, it's not going. We don't have there is no easy games the rest of the way. It's going to be a dogfight. Even though you look at our last 3 weeks. Yeah, they've been blowout wins, but it's just because we played very, very well. Tonight we haven't played well. We've had a lot of silly mistakes. Looks like we have a handoff up the middle. Not much there.
No gain on play in the second down.
Daly, the ball carrier there. 5'10" junior.
For the most part, the Unity defense come out the second half, did what they were supposed to do, kept it relatively penalty free, and they did let them score one touchdown there, but I think we already had some of our substitutes in. But again, I'm still good with things. The penalties concern me just a little bit, but that could have been just an itchy flag in a pocket maybe.
Those can be cleaned up too.
Yes.
And we got a false start on the far side. That's going to be on Chance Walsh. We're under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, or the ball game. I feel like it's the third quarter because that went really quick.
Boy, it's moved quick compared to the first half.
47-7. Thanks, Grant. Freshman won last night.
All the way back.
A lot of talent in that underclass. Rink looks to pass, and that's underthrown.
Yep.
Looking for Walsh. That brings up third down and 21 from the Tigers, 29.
It just doesn't feel like a 44-6 game.
It doesn't. It hasn't all night.
It hasn't flowed real well. I mean, Unity's done what they had to do when they had to do it, but it still just hasn't felt like a very good ball game tonight.
No, there's been a lot of penalties, a lot of silly penalties, a lot of big plays, really.
15 penalties so far.
Yeah.
On the Rockets. That's not going to cut it.
Ryan Rink in a quarterback. We're under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. He'll hand it off to Daly. No, he'll keep it up the middle and get across the 25 to about the 23. Well short of the first down. And a 4-down territory, so they'll go for it.
Good to see some other players in here getting some opportunities here, because as you go down the stretch here, as we get into these tougher games, that's definitely something we're going to have to see. Everybody's going to have to be ready at any given time.
Kate Dubson in the ball game. I see that. Luke Hart there.
Okay, Dubson out here.
Rink looks to pass, throws it up into the end zone, and incomplete. Intended for number 17, Luke Hart.
Has kind of a sidearm motion a little bit with his throw, so.
And they'll take a turnover on down. But we're under a minute to play, and the clock is running. Stay with us at the conclusion of the ball game. We'll bring you your 217 Shay Moore player of the game. We'll take a quick break after this. Under 30 seconds to play. And we've got a sack, and that's number 57 on the sack. Kaylin Shute. Under 15 to play, and I think that's going to do it. Yep, that'll be our last play of the ball game. It's another big win for your Unity Rockets as they beat the Paris Tigers 44-6 on the road. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come right back, and we'll name our Shea Moore 217 Player of the Game. You're listening to Unity Rockets Football on Clubhouse Lounge Radio.
Hi, this is Justin Ginsler with 217 Mortgage. In today's real estate market, equipping yourself with the correct tools will put you one step ahead of your competition. Your best tool you can have by your side is a pre-qualification letter from CU's #1 purchase lender, 217 Mortgage. Make your offer stand out today and start by visiting 217mortgage.com. That's 217mortgage.com.
217 Mortgage, NMLS number 224149. Justin's NMLS number 611367. Equal housing lender. For licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Back here on Clubhouse Lounge Radio, Keith Gibson, Mike Roy. We appreciate you joining us this evening and have joined us. We'll name our 217 Mortgage Shea Moore Player of the Game, and our 217 Mortgage Shea Moore Player of the Game this week is defensive end linebacker Austin Langendorf. Austin did a great job covering the wide receiver screens, getting the run, and just really leading the defense to the tight, Mike.
I would agree with that. He was all over the place. He had good eyes. His pursuit was really, really good. And if there was a tackle going on somewhere, he was pretty much there.
Mike's finishing up getting some stats. We'll get some unofficial stats for you. Big win, 44-6. The Rockets moved to 3-1 on the season. The Paris Tigers moved to 1-3. We'll be on at home next week with Bloomington Central Catholic, who's in a dogfight right now with Monticello. They are leading 28-21 last we knew with about 9 minutes left. What do you got for us, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Rowden had a pretty good ball game for not playing the whole thing. 14 for 18, right around unofficially around 290 some yards.
That's a good day.
I would say around 296. Big receiver tonight was Will Cowan, 146 yards on 6 completions, and you can't ask for much more than that. It was a good effort. They come out in the second half, and again, I think they really did what they had to do, made some things happen, and were able to cruise the rest of the way.
Yeah, and we got, it'll be a tough test next week. Next week will not be a blowout clock running game.
No, it will be a tough game. It will be people beating each other up in the trenches. I expect to see the line play will be extremely important next week, offensive and defensively for both teams.
And we'll get into that more throughout the week. We'll get you updated. Make sure you join us at 6:50 next Friday night for the pregame show, followed by kickoff at 7 o'clock. Hey, do us a favor. If you've listened and enjoyed tonight's ball game, want to support Clubhouse Lounge Radio, you can always send us a tip, donation, help support us so we can support you. And tell your friends about us, because that's the best way to advertise is word of mouth. Tell your friends about how to listen to the game, whether at home or on the road if they can't make it, so we can grow and keep doing this for years to come. That's the plan. We want to support you as much as you support us. So, for my broadcast partner and good friend Mike Roy, I am Keith Gibson. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to Unity Rockets Football, where they win tonight big, 44-6. We'll see you next Friday night when the Unity Rockets take on Bloomington Central Catholic.